Guys are. I think we've had a really competitive and productive fall camp. A little bit different vibe, I would say, just because it's been the first time in a long time that we've gotten going so early. School's not in session, so it's really been about training and football, and usually the week of the first game, it has been the last couple seasons, or since I've been a head coach, that school has started. So that's not the case because of playing early, which is maybe a little bit of a benefit for us with some young guys that we've got to get ready to play, not from a practice standpoint, but from a focus standpoint for such a quality opponent and going on the road early. Preparation's preparation, and the way we do things is, we're worried about us, and we try to focus on us more than we focus on the opponent, if that makes sense, in our preparation and our level of performance. So, the challenging part, I think, in this deal is with the number of young players is not knowing how they're going to react in a hostile environment on the road. And so, we'll see where that is, because that's hard to duplicate. Like I said, this will be a great test for us right now. We got a lot of guys that I'm looking forward to getting on the field, and I think they are too. And against a quality program with South Carolina, a top 10 opponent in an SEC game.
He knows that it's going to be a tough game to start the season. All right, Greg, pretty big size 15 to fill down there at College Station. Kenny Hill will be the guy who tries to do it. Obviously, there's no way that he's going to be able to avoid the Manziel comparisons. What should his approach be to the beginning of the season as those start to come his way?
Well, they're only natural. We're going to hear all about them, but all Kenny Hill needs to do is be Kenny Hill. Don't worry about what Johnny did. Don't think about the loss and the void that this offense has endured. Just be yourself. This is a guy that is certainly aware and capable of handling this pressure-packed situation. In high school, he played at one of the national powerhouses, South Lake Carroll High School. I'm a little biased. I'm a Dragon. So he's dealt with pressure before, so I'm not the least bit concerned, not to mention, Shannon, in Kevin Sumlin's years of being a head coach in college football, his offense has never finished below 13th in the country in total offense.
You mentioned, obviously, his high school experience, but is there any way to prepare someone for what he's going to see when he walks into South Carolina or when he goes to some of these other places in the SEC?
Well, I don't know if there's anything that can necessarily compare that, but if you really do go back and look at what he was able to do in high school, that's the only chance that we have to look at the fact that he's dealt with pressure before. When you're dealing with quarterbacks, it's a little bit like having a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So with that being said, this is a guy that handled it masterfully in high school. You have to think that he'll be able to translate to the next level, and he'll have success at the college level as well.
Obviously, he's got the pressure from Manziel, the guy before him, but he also has pressure from behind. Kyle Allen, remember, he came out on Twitter and he said, hey, guys, don't count me out. Yeah. So it's all over there. We'll see how he does in that first game. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about the defense at Texas A&M. The numbers don't lie. They have certainly struggled last year, but there is room for optimism. 7 starters are back, along with several other players who saw significant time as a freshman 1 year ago. They also landed that #1 rated defensive end in the 2014 recruiting class in Myles Garrett. So what do you make at the task that this defense has in front of them?
Well, they have to improve. Naturally, they have to. Yes, there is a bit of a void left on offense, not just by Johnny Manziel, but also by Mike Evans. So you can't expect this offense to continue to win these shootouts. With that being said, in their 4 losses last year, this defense allowed upwards of 550 points per game. That has to improve, and I'm a little bit concerned, especially considering the fact that 3 players were lost to dismissal that were expected to play a huge part on this defense. So very concerning to me, but still, they've recruited well. They have athleticism across the board. You have to think that at some point this defense will get better, and we all hope that 2014 is the year.
And with the coaches having gone through what they did last season, they probably learned a little bit and how to approach this new group of guys and get them ready for the season?
Well, certainly, absolutely. I mean, the more you work with your team, the more you spend time with your team, I think this is going to be a year in which Kevin Sumlin's, he's going to be tested He lost the Heisman Trophy winner, one of the greatest players in Aggie history. So he'll be tested, but time and time again has proven that he's an outstanding coach. I think the fact that Johnny Manziel is gone, we'll be able to shed more of a light on how good a coach Kevin Sumlin is, and I think we will all be a little bit thankful for that.
And some of those players, if they haven't already had that welcome to college football moment, they will when they head to Columbia to take on the Gamecocks in Game 1 of the season, right here on the SEC Network.